What is the Health and Safety at Work Act? Often referred to as HASAW, the Health and Safety at Work Act 1974 is an Act of Parliament and the main piece of health and safety legislation in Great Britain. It places a duty on all employers to ensure, so far as is reasonably practicable, the health, safety and welfare at work of all their employees. The Health and Safety at Work Act 1974 resulted from the findings of the Robens Report 1972, which identified that current health and safety laws at the time tended to focus on specific industries only. This left some 5 million workers unprotected by any health and safety legislation. The public and contractors were generally ignored as the law tended to focus on the safety of plant and equipment rather than raising awareness and development of health and safety for people. Keeping up with technology was another issue, as each piece of legislation had to be passed into law. This meant it took a long time to apply any changes to health and safety law, and things were changing fast. In 1970, Lord Robens was asked to review the provisions made for health and safety of people at work, and his conclusions form the basis of what would become the Health and Safety at Work Act 1974. The principal recommendation was that there should be one single act that covered all workers and could be adapted quickly to respond to technology or changes in industry. The Health and Safety at Work Act became what is called an enabling act, which allows the Secretary of State to make further laws underneath it, known as regulations, without the need to pass another Act of Parliament. This allowed safety regulations to be put in place quickly and flexibly. These regulations are laws approved by Parliament and are usually following the recommendations of the HSE. Other main inclusions are the protection of all those affected by the employer's undertakings, including contractors, visitors, members of the public and students. An emphasis on health and safety management and developing safe systems of work. And the enforcement to be targeted on self-regulation rather than court enforcement. The idea being that the responsibility for good health and safety at work would become a part of everybody's day-to-day working life. The key sections of the Health and Safety at Work Act 1974. The Health and Safety at Work Act is a large and fluid document, and it's unlikely that anybody would know the ins and outs of it all at any one time. But there are key sections that apply across all industries, irrespective of what the industries are. So, Section 2 is a key section of the document, and it's the duties of the employer to the employee. And those duties are to ensure, so far as is reasonably practicable, the health, safety and welfare of all employees, including a safe plant and system of work, safe use, handling, transport and storage of substances and articles, provision of adequate information, instruction and training, a safe place of work including safe access and safe egress, a safe working environment with access to adequate welfare facilities, consultation with a safety rep and formation of a safety committee where there's a recognised trade union, and a written safety policy including organisational arrangements where there are 5 or more employees. Section 3 is the duties of the employer to others affected by their undertaking. The duty of an employer to protect others from the actions and undertakings of the business, and this might include neighbours, neighbouring properties, members of the public, contractors, visitors, students if you're an educational facility, and patients if you're a medical facility. Section 4 is the duties of landlords, building owners, building managers or those in control of premises. And those duties include safe access and egress for those visiting or using the premises, safe plant and equipment where it is fixed plants provided by the premises owner, such as roller shutter doors or a heating installation, or lifts and escalators for example. Section 6 covers the duties of suppliers and designers of articles and substances, and says that suppliers and designers of articles and substances have a duty so far as is reasonably practical to ensure that articles are designed to be safe and not a threat to health when being used, set, maintained and cleaned, and substances are afforded the same safety when being handled, transported or stored, and to arrange where necessary for suitable testing and examination and supply suitable safety information and updates to customers. Section 7 is duties of employees. Employees also have a duty in the workplace and towards their employer to take care of their health and safety of themselves and others who might be affected by their acts or omissions, and to cooperate with the employer to ensure compliance with any statutory health and safety duty. Section 8 is further duties of employees, and employees have a duty not to interfere with anything provided for health, safety and welfare, and it's sometimes known as the Horseplay Act. Further to Section 7, employees also have a duty not to misuse anything supplied to him or any other persons, or in general anything provided for health and safety purposes. Section 9 is the right not to be charged for PPE, and employees cannot be charged for any PPE that is required for the safe discharge of his or her own work role. And jumping up to Section 36, which is offences due to the fault of another person, where an offence was committed by a person, typically the employer, but the fault was caused by a second person, a designer of a faulty piece of equipment for example, or a contractor acting recklessly, then both the first and the second person may be charged with the offence. Section 37 covers the personal liability of directors, where an offence is committed by a corporate body with the consent, connivance or negligence of directors or senior officers, then both the corporate body and the individuals may be liable to prosecution. Thank you for watching this training. It's part of the Busy Business Owner's Introduction to Health and Safety in the Workplace, and the full training module is now available at www.healthandsafetymastery.co.uk.